Welcome to the book report. I'd like to share with you a wonderful series of books by Marissa Meyer. These books are part of a series known as the Lunar Chronicles, which are very loosely based on old fairy tales, but with a futuristic twist. Now, as odd as that may sound, the premise actually works, and in the case of the Lunar Chronicles, it works very well. The first book in the series, which happens to be Meyer's debut novel, is Cinder. Cinder is kind of obviously based on the story of Cinderella. Our Cinderella, however, lives in a futuristic world where she is a cyborg. There is a mean-spirited stepmother, two stepsisters, and a prince. But that's where the similarities end. Lynn Cinder lives in the futuristic Eastern Commonwealth of New Beijing, where she lives in poverty and works as a mechanic in a booth at the marketplace. It's there that she meets Prince Kai, who has come to the market to get his favorite droid repaired. Of course, there is chemistry. Cinder's world is bombarded by a plague known as leishmaniasis, and when one of the stepsisters is affected, Cinder's turned in by her stepmother for being a cyborg, who are considered less than human and are used in experiments to find a cure for the plague. When it's discovered that Cinder is immune to the effects of leishmaniasis, she's unknowingly entwined with Prince Kai in an ongoing battle between Luna, a moon colony inhabited by people with special abilities, and Earth. So begins the Lunar Chronicles. The second book of the series, reminiscent of Little Red Riding Hood, is called Scarlet. Now, personally, Scarlet is my favorite character in the series. Scarlet's grandmother, a farmer and a former military pilot, has disappeared under mysterious circumstances. In her search for her grandmother, Scarlet becomes involved with, later romantically so, a rough and yet somehow tender ruffian named Wolf. Wolf has been altered genetically on Luna to enhance his warrior-like abilities. In Scarlet, we meet the charming convict Carswell Thorne, who joins Scarlet and Wolf on their search for Scarlet's grandmother. Scarlet also forms an alliance with Cinder as they battle the evil Lunar Queen Levana and her dastardly sidekick Sybil Mira. We also discover the true nature of Cinder's involvement in the Lunar War. Now, Cress is the third book in the Lunar Chronicles. This one loosely based on the story of Rapunzel. Cress is Crescent Moon Darnell, a 16-year-old who's been imprisoned in a satellite in space for 7 years. Forced to work for the evil Sybil Mira, Queen Levana's main henchwoman, Cress has instead been secretly sabotaging the Wicked Queen's plans for years. When she accidentally makes contact with Carswell Thorne's ship, a man with whom she's had a secret crush for years, she begs to be rescued. When Thorne, with Cinder, Scarlet, and Wolf aboard the ship, agrees to the rescue, they are ambushed by the dreaded Sybil Mira. In the ensuing battle, Scarlet is kidnapped, Wolf is seriously injured, and Thorne is left aboard the satellite with Cress, which has been disabled by Sybil. Thorne and Cress find themselves hurtling toward Earth with no means of escape. Meanwhile, Prince Kai, in an effort to bring peace to Earth, has agreed to be married to the Lunar Queen Levana. It is Cinder's goal to break into the Lunar Palace and stop the wedding. What follows is a thrilling adventure filled with kidnapping, treachery, combat, secrets revealed, and even romance. We also meet Princess Winter, Queen Levana's stepdaughter, who's afflicted with lunar sickness, which causes mental instability. The final book in the series is Winter, which of course is based on Snow White. Princess Winter refuses to use her lunar gifts because she's seen how they have destroyed her stepmother, turning her into a heartless tyrant. This refusal has caused Winter to become mentally unstable. Lonely, frightened, and uncertain, she faces nightmares and pain with her only friend and companion, her guard, Jason. She accidentally befriends Scarlet, and together with Cinder and her allies, The stage is set to bring down the curtain on the haughty, evil Lunar Queen Levana. Now, after the Lunar Chronicles series, Meyer wrote a prequel that is titled Fairest. Fairest attempts to explain the darkness within Queen Levana by revealing her tortured childhood and her traumatic ascension to the lunar throne. Other interesting books by Marissa Meyer include her Renegade series, Renegades, Arch Enemies, and Supernova, which will be purchased by the library at a future date. She also wrote Heartless, which is the background story of the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland, which is a wonderfully heartwarming romance with a twist that will break your heart, as it did hers. I hope you have enjoyed this peek into the CCCC Library bookshelves. Join us again when we highlight another series from our catalog.